The transfer window is officially closed and Arsenal have been busy. With Edu making late moves, today we're going to break down all of Arsenal's confirmed deals. We'll also find out the truth behind our signings, break down where it leaves our title charge, and find out how Mikel Arteta will line up for Arsenal's gargantuan game on Sunday against Manchester United. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Babs14, welcome back to Boys channel, and I know it has been a while but your boy is back and we have got a lot to break down. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and help your boy as we are still on the road to 200,000 subscribers. But starting off with Arsenal's deadline day business. Things were happening at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal very busy. That's where you had the future of Nuno Tavares, a confirmed move to Nottingham Forest. As Fabrizio Romano confirms, a loan deal has been signed between Forest and Arsenal. It's a £1 million loan fee with a £12 million buy option, as well as £3 million in extra add-ons. The buy option will become mandatory if certain conditions are met. Arsenal here have got a decent deal. The profile of Tavares does not suit what Arsenal required, an attacking fullback far more suited to counter-attacking football. A contract until 2025, Arsenal waiting, and finally a Premier League team arrived. Potentially £16 million in the deal. Not only are Arsenal saving on wages, but if the deal becomes permanent, they will also make a massive profit. We've also got confirmed news regarding the future of Havertz. Linked with a move to Burnley all summer, nothing materialised. On transfer deadline day, enter Luton Town FC, who confirmed they are delighted to announce the signing of Havertz on a season-long loan from Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano confirms it is a simple loan deal with no option or obligation to buy, and here was the player himself. Already at the Luton Town Stadium as they lost to West Ham 2-1. This deal here isn't the best for Arsenal. Even if Samuel Lokonga was surplus to requirements, with his level of potential, the likes of Brighton and Burnley reportedly interested. Could Arsenal have found a better deal, with more money up front and optional obligation to buy? Lokonga is a very useful profile, able to play as a number 6 and a number 8, a Belgian international with Premier League experience. As long as he is guaranteed starting minutes at Luton, Arsenal's eyes will turn to next summer, as they once again try to maximise his value. There was also another confirmed deadline day transfer. As Crystal Palace announced from North London to South London, they have signed Rob Holding. In terms of the fee here, let's just say it isn't spectacular. As confirmed by David Ornstein, Rob Holding has joined Crystal Palace from Arsenal in a permanent move. Palace are paying Arsenal only £1 million plus £2.5 million in add-ons. The 27-year-old centre-back has signed a 3-year contract with Roy Hodgson's team, bringing an end to a 7-year career at the Emirates Stadium. We have to be completely honest here. For a player of vast amounts of Premier League experience, entering the peak of his powers and under a decent long-term contract, he may not be world-class, but surely also could have demanded a slightly higher fee, especially in the current transfer market, selling to a Premier League team who we know have money. Unless Arsenal are trying to build a relationship for the future, I feel that Arsenal could have definitely got a better deal. But talking about the player for a second, 7 years and a lot of memories. Prior to that ACL injury in 2018, there were some standout moments. Think about the 2017 FA Cup final, up against a prime Diego Costa, pocketed by Rob Holding. His career was far from perfect, but behind the scenes, there's a reason why Mikel Arteta has always kept him. A massive figure in the dressing room. The likes of Aaron Ramsdale calling him the Arsenal glue. Only because we don't see the behind the scenes doesn't mean we can't appreciate it. Now we have to talk about the future of Folarin Balogun. After months of negotiating, AS Monaco have finally announced the signing of Folarin Balogun on a permanent transfer. As Ryan Taylor of The Express confirms, it's a £34 million deal between Arsenal and AS Monaco. Arsenal do hold though a 17.5% sell-on clause. Now there's many fans not as happy with this deal. Not only are Arsenal losing a very promising striker, but in the current market where Rasmus Højlund went for €70 million after scoring 9 league goals, the belief is that Arsenal should have got more money. But then you have to look at the other side. Arsenal had clearly been waiting for Premier League interest. Despite the rumours of Crystal Palace, West Ham United, there were no offers made. Teams in Europe don't have the same level of money. This example sums it all up. Excluding Saudi Arabia in terms of the highest value sales in Europe this summer, Balogun ranks second only behind the sale of Harry Kane. Things aren't as bad as they seem. A £17.5 million sell-on clause is still massive. If Balogun reaches high potential, let's say he makes a massive move in the future, Arsenal will be there to take profits. But what about the future of Kieran Tierney? His departure has also been confirmed. A loan move to Real Sociedad is a done deal. On joining, Tierney says it was an easy decision. I had options, but I spoke with Martin Odegaard and he spoke very highly of the club. I am very happy to be here. We have to understand the opportunity, not only to play more first team minutes, but also to play in this year's Champions League, suited to the style of Kieran Tierney. There's a reason why Arsenal are letting him go. Mikel Arteta is evolving into having more control. That's where you have the inverted fullbacks like Alexander Zinchenko. Tierney can do the role, but he's far better going forwards. My only concern in this deal is the structure. A straight loan with no obligation or option to buy. Arsenal are letting Tierney run down a year of his contract, hoping that he performs to a high standard and next summer is able to generate Premier League interest. There is another concern though. By letting go of another defender following an injury to Urian Timber, are also leaving themselves too short in defence. It seems like Arsenal had a different plan. As Miguel Delaney confirmed, Arsenal were looking to sign a right back. At left back, Arsenal have options. It's all down to the right centre back role behind William Saliba. The only option you'd have is Ben White. If he was to move to right back to centre back, there would be a space available on the right hand side. Arsenal were looking on the market. The likes of even Freshwater went to Sporting Lisbon, and now we have a bit of a dilemma. As Mikel Arteta says, and if you'll switch to a back four against United, I played different against City. There were 43 defensive structures. Every game is a different story. The one advantage that Arsenal have here is their versatility. Mikel Arteta has specifically invested in players able to play in different areas. Take for example Takehiro Tomiyasu. His heat map shows from last season, able to play on the right and left hand side. As Arteta says on finding a Timber replacement, sometimes it's not possible and we have to adapt. There is also one more defensive option. If needs is must and Arsenal need a new centre back, you could also play Declan Rice. Having come through as a centre back for West Ham, he definitely has the experience. He's got the physicality and the ball playing ability. With the option of Jorginho and Partey as a number 6, this may become an emergency solution. With the market officially over, here's how it looks for Arsenal. The arrivals of Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Urian Timber and David Raya, and the outgoings of Rob Holding, Albert Sambi-Lokonga, Balogun Tavares, Mari Okonkwo, Ronison Xhaka, Turner, Maitland-Niles Tierney, Trusty and Marquinhos. Over £200 million has been spent. Arsenal have improved their first team and their squad, but of course context is important. The injury to Urian Timber changes the game. It may require a defensive signing in January. But here's how it compares to the rivals. Having let go of Gundogan, Laporte, Mahrez and Cole Palmer, the rivals of Kovacic, Gvardiol, Doku and Nunez, they have lost experience and replaced it with potential. How do you guys compare that in terms of Arsenal? With this being our 25-man available squad, rate the Arsenal window out of 10. Do you guys believe that Arsenal have done enough to win a Premier League title? Moving on to the confirmed Arsenal news. Arsenal's journey in the cup competitions is taking shape. Starting off with the Carabao Cup draw, where Arsenal are confirmed to be facing Brentford away in the third round of the EFL Cup. It's not going to be an easy game, but Arsenal have a massive squad. A lot of first team quality players sitting on the bench. One of course being David Raya, and as reports confirm, David Raya will be available for selection by Arsenal for the League Cup tie against Brentford. Despite him being on loan, there are different rules in the League Cup. As long as Brentford allow the permission, Raya will be allowed to play. There's also been another draw. After 6 years of waiting, Arsenal are back in the Champions League group stages. Drawn into Group B, alongside Sevilla, PSV Eindhoven and RC Lens. As Edu Gaspar says after the draw, let's just enjoy the competition. Arsenal are the clear favourites in this group. Sevilla may be the Europa League champions, but their Champions League quality has never been as good. With PSV Eindhoven, we've already seen them against Arsenal, beating them at the Emirates Stadium, then losing away from home. Since then they've got even weaker, losing their best two players Cody Gakpo and Xavi Simons. Arsenal are definitely ready for the Champions League. Young players with a point to prove. Think about the likes of Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. How much his stocks are going to rise in the Champions League. We've also got different ways of playing. The amount of times that Mikel Arteta has turned to a deep block, that is going to be useful, especially in games where Arsenal have their backs against the wall. But what is happening with the future of Edu Gaspar? According to reports in Brazil, Flamengo are very interested in Edu Gaspar as their next sporting director. This should not come as a surprise. Edu is a known man in Brazil. Having worked before for Corinthians, he definitely has all the contacts. At Arsenal, he's starting to earn more respect, transforming the squad year after year, with the likes of Fabrizio Romano saying on numerous times that Edu Gaspar is a respected man behind the scenes, especially with the agents. We've seen it in glimpses via videos how important he is for the Arsenal culture. Slowly but surely, fans are starting to understand the importance of Edu Gaspar alongside Mikel Arteta. There is a team behind the scenes. But what is happening with the future of Nicola Pepe? With deadline day over and not getting a move, a transfer is still possible. With the Saudi and Turkish market still open, Arsenal will have two options here. Either play the waiting game and see what offers arrive, try to maximise his value as much as possible, and if things don't work out, it may have to be a contract termination, where the player side will have to cooperate. Arsenal will want to save as much money as possible, especially in terms of wages. Talking of forwards, we have some very positive news as well. With the brand new England squad announced, there was quite a few Arsenal players, from Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Declan Rice in midfield, and the forwards of Bukayo Saka and Eddie Nketiah. A first ever senior caller for Eddie Nketiah, for England's all-time under-21 record goal scorer. Nketiah is a respected man in the England scene. As Southgate says, it's an area we would like to look at him. He's a player with really good pedigree, a very good finisher, and it's good for him to have some time with us. Eddie has got an elite mentality. The amount of times this guy's been doubted, yet he's bounced back stronger every single time. Never complaining off the Arsenal bench, always working hard behind the scenes. It's about time he got his flowers. There was of course a key absentee though. Once again Gareth Southgate has left out Ben White, who has not been called up a single time since the World Cup, where he returned home early down to personal reasons. There is a little rumour behind the scenes that Ben White actually had a disagreement with the England coaches, which would make a lot of sense, because in terms of playing ability this guy is simply too good to not be getting in over the likes of Harry Maguire. Now we need to talk about Kai Havertz. A lot of debates in the Arsenal fanbase of what he is right now. Here's a comparison of this year versus last year. Havertz is averaging less shots but making more chances per game, averaging slightly higher passes with a higher passing accuracy, covering more distance in kilometers but making less sprints. The numbers there aren't bad at all, but I do understand the other perspective. When you sign a £65 million attack-minded midfielder, Havertz has not been signed for distance covered and passes completed. He's in there for output. So far he has got into goal scoring positions, sometimes been unfortunate, but I somewhat see Mikel Arteta's long-term vision. Havertz has always had the goal scoring potential. It's all about his timing of arrival. Once that starts to improve, I do believe the goals are going to flow. There's also another important factor. As Mikel Arteta says, give him love. Not everybody wants Arsenal to do well, but the ones that in their heart, their soul, they want the best for the club. Let's do it. He has a lot to give to us. As Arsenal fans, our job is to help the players, to support them and create a fantastic environment where they are able to thrive. You're allowed to have your doubts, but creating a toxic environment and abusing players will only make things worse. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today. Starting off with an Arsenal youngster shining on loan once again. Charlie Patino is on fire for Swansea, with 2 assists in his first 3 appearances, and his last game a 7.8 rating. 76 touches, 43 accurate passes, 2 key passes, 1 big chance created, 8 out of 14 ground duels won, as his heat map shows playing on the left hand side of midfield. 19 years of age, soon turning 20, this is an important year for Charlie Patino. With the departure of Granit Xhaka, there is a space for a Charlie Patino profile in the Arsenal first team. And alongside Brooke Norton-Cuffy, for the first time ever he's been called up to the England under-21 squad. You've also had more Arsenal players shining, as in the 2023 PFA Awards, Arsenal had 4 players named in the PFA Team of the Year. Here they were all smiling and gleaming. Ramsdale in goal, Saliba at the back, Odegaard midfield and Bukayo Saka up front. Only in 2 other seasons have Arsenal had more players in the PFA Team of the Year, equaling the selection of 2007-8. Things got even better, as Bukayo Saka was named the PFA Young Player of the Year, becoming the first Arsenal player in 12 years to win the award, the first since Jack Wilshere in 2011, joining a list of Fabregas, Anelka, Merson and Adams. It's about time Bukayo Saka got his flowers. We also need to talk about William Saliba. In back-to-back seasons now, League Team of the Year in 2022 and Premier League Team of the Year in 2023. All of that at just 22 years of age, this guy is not normal. Now it's time for a bit of the comparison. 3 games into the brand new season, Arsenal have 7 points, the latest game being a 2-2 draw to Fulham. There are some fans that are a bit concerned, but as you can see here in terms of the stats, this season Arsenal have a higher XG for, have a far higher average possession, have made more shots, have faced more shots against, have scored less goals, and conceded 1 more goal against. That shows that Arsenal are improving in terms of control. They are making far better chances, but things have gone against us. Take for example the game against Fulham. Even if Arsenal weren't outstanding, the XG was still massively in our favour. Arsenal with a massive 3.01. Fulham only 0.46. In a weird way, I see that as a positive. The fact that we're nowhere near our best, far from free flowing, yet still able to register such high chances. Over the course of the year, our luck is going to even out. And when things do click into place, Arsenal have a sustainable way of winning games of football. Now the eyes turn to this Sunday, a massive game at the Emirates Stadium against Manchester United. Arsenal are in 5th, United in 8th. United are decimated at the back. With no Luke Shaw available and no Rafael Varane, they may have to turn to brand new signing Sergio Reguilon. With the defensive options of Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans and Victor Lindelof, Arsenal have a chance to make a massive statement. With Jurrien Timber being the only player missing, it's time for Mikel Arteta to return to the basics. Here's my predicted Arsenal lineup. Aaron Ramsdale in goal and a back four of Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes and Alexander Zinchenko. A midfield 3 of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. And a front 3 of Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah and Bukayo Saka. That team there has balance. It proved itself last season, especially in terms of the back 5. The midfield 3 will give Arsenal elite transition control, important against a counter-attacking team like Man United. Going forwards, we have many options. If things aren't working out, you can turn to the bench, with the likes of Jesus, Havertz, Trossard, and Fabio Vieira as options. So far this year, things haven't quite clicked into place. This game is going to be an amazing opportunity. a chance to send out a reminder that this Arsenal team still has the ability to turn it on. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the final episode of this summer's Transfers FC, where Arsenal have made 4 brand new signings, but now the attention turns to this Sunday, where Arsenal face Manchester United, where things are gonna get interesting. So I'll see you next time, take care, and